today I lost my dad this time last year. Yeah, so it's kind of a bit emotional for me. So I've been trying to put stuff online, but I just had to be careful, and there's a lot attached to it. Yeah, I lost my dad, and we had a lot of conversation about what I should do, what I need to get into, and all of that. So, and in a way, okay, I think I spoke with him an hour before he died. So it's kind of it was a bit it was somehow. So me having this today, it's kind of in a way to like just to lay some emphasis on the role of a father, the role of a man. We talking about man, people having an understanding about so that is my that is the idea. It's not just for fun or because everybody's going live. That's why I want to go live. No, it's this one is for a purpose. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Can you just? You're welcome, sir. Can you just like talk to us about yourself? Me, I know you. so people need to know you.
Well, my name is Kunle Lagunju. I'm a man, a man, and I run a ministry called One Spirit Club, where we proclaim unity in the body of Christ. We believe that someday the body of Christ is going to be one because the body is not divided.
Yeah.
Then I'm also an entrepreneur. I run a few businesses here and there. I run a facility management company. I'm a partner with DHL. Then I run an agro business called Lagunju Foods. It's a pleasure to be here talking to us about the role of a man. Very, very important, very, very key. All right.
All right. Thank you very much for that, sir. Let's get the ball rolling so we don't waste time. Time is not time is not our friend, but we need to make use of the time. First thing first, who is a man? I think a lot of people don't. They just think it has to be a grown, someone that has beards, he can be able to fend for himself and all that. I think there's more to it. We need to have an understanding so we can all function properly because there's always a manual to a product. So when we have that, it helps us to to function. So who is a man?
Well, I'll start from the beginning, the way God created. I mean, God is the source of all things, and He created man, so we need to start from Him. God actually made man specially because He made man in His own image, and in His likeness. So if anybody wants to see God, they'll look at us. Then you understand what God looks like, because the image of something reflects, what that thing is. So we are made in God's image for a purpose. God has a purpose in mind when He created man. And one of such is to lead. We're supposed to be leaders, not just in our homes, but in the society, And secondly, we're to dominate. God gave us that dominion authority. And all we just need to do is to know who we are and begin to function. It's easy to be, everybody is a male, but not everybody can be called a man. We're all born males, but to be a man, it comes with responsibilities. You must be ready. It comes with quite a lot of responsibilities, and you need to do some searching. You need to know who you are. You need to find your purpose. As a leader, if you're a man and you're leading, you must know where you're going first before you can start leading people. Whether someone you want to get married to, or you want to start a business, there has to be a purpose, Then, because if there's no purpose, abuse is inevitable. You can have a big chest, and you probably won't be a man because you don't even understand, your purpose. And you can be a ladies' man, so to say, a ladies, with the six packs and all. But if you're not purposeful, you end up being a beast because you won't understand your role, which nobody want to fall into that category. It's better to know who you are.
Okay, I think with this answer, I think it has answered some of the stuff I have here. Okay, on to the next one. What is the difference between a man and a father?
Well, a man, there are men out there, but to be a father, you must be ready, you must be prepared. A lot of people are men, but they're not prepared to be fathers.
Mm.
When you're a father, that means you are responsible over lives, and that means you need to have understanding. You have to be a person of understanding so that you can lead, the people you are fathering are right. You can actually father, it's not just your biological children that you father. You father, you mentor people around you, they look up to you. But the challenge is that a lot of people don't know who they are. You can't give what you don't have. You must be ready. You must develop yourself. You must have understanding, of what it means to be a father. A father is someone that, takes charge. It's like, when you're in charge of your family. Let's start with our family unit. A father provides, he nurtures, he teaches, That's what it means to be a father. Just being a man, anybody that has beards, once you're 18 years old, everybody thinks, oh, okay, that person you're not a man, But really, that doesn't qualify you as a father. You can even impregnate a girl, but you might not be ready for that fatherhood position. So it comes with responsibilities, and you have to be ready.
Okay, that's very, very informative. Um, what is the difference between a father and a husband? I think I have read some stuff, and I just think I need to hear more and to also see. I'm here to be a father. I'm here to be a husband. So I need to educate myself more. The Bible says, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. So I need to know that. So what is the difference between a father and a husband?
Okay. You can be a father to a child, and you might not be a husband to a woman, in that maybe you give birth to the baby out of wedlock, you know, and you some take the child as their own, but they don't get married to the woman, you know. So to be a husband a to your wife, you must first of all marry her. And it has to be done properly. You must go through the process. There's a process. A lot of men shy away from going through the process. You know, if you want to marry someone, you want to be a husband, eh? You must go through the process. You court the woman, you propose to the woman, you know, then you will go through the marriage, all the marriage rights, until you become that person's husband. A lot of people are living with ladies, and some of them will say, "Oh, it's my wife." What I ask them is, did you marry that person legally? Some of them will say, but we they live together. That's not what we're talking about. You know, you're not married to this person, you know. So you might even have children for that. I mean, that person might have children for you, but you're not married to that person. So you're a father, yeah, but you're not a husband. You don't have a wife. You're not married to that person legally. You're just playing around. So until you do the right thing before man and God, you're just joking. And that happens a lot nowadays because everybody just feel, yeah, I can live together with a man, you know, but we don't have to really tie the knots. We don't have to do due diligence, so to say. That's very wrong. We should stop that mentality. Do it right and you get the blessings that's attached to it.
Mm. Mm. Oh, that's another plus for me. So I have to do it right. All right.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying myself. Okay, let me move to the next one. How does a man meet up with expectations from his wife, family, and society? So there's a mixture there. A man. So when you say from wife, so as a married man, from family, probably as a siblings or your so it's enormous. And and also the society. So how does a man meet up with all this expectation?
Yeah. Well, I'll still go back to finding yourself first. When you find yourself, then you can give what you have found. You discover your gifts, your giftings, you know, because God has given all of us gifts. You discover, you know, your purpose. Once you do that, that doesn't come easy anyway. It comes with prayer. It comes with seeking God's face because it's the one that made us, you know, and He has a plan for each and every one of us, which is unique to each and every one of us. And He has put gifts that will help us achieve on earth, you know. So we discover our purpose, we use our gifts. While we're doing that, we will be a blessing to people.
Mm.
We will be a blessing to many. You might have the gift of singing. You will bless your society. You might have the gift of teaching. You know, you will bless, your family and people around you. So to be a blessing to your wife, number one, you must be ready to give everything for her. You must protect her. Women want to feel that sense of security. And security comes in different forms. You must be able to provide financially. You must be able to provide emotionally. You must be able to provide physically, not just provision, protection, you know, and all of this comes via knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. You must know your position as a man. God has made you the head of a family for a purpose. God knew what he was doing when he said, let the man be the head of the family. You know, and if you're the head of the family, he has wired you to be able to, you know, fulfill that role. So you will love your wife. That's one thing that is not an option, is a must. You must love your wife as yourself. You know, when you love your wife, you will enjoy the best of heavens. You know, because when you love a woman, she will kill you with love, if I can put it that way. You know, it's when you give a woman problems, you know, that's when you get double for it. You know, so number one, work on yourself. You know, prepare yourself ahead even before you get married.
Okay.
You know, read books, go for seminars, get to know what it means to even be a father, to be a man, a real man. You know, all of that comes with knowledge. Then, secondly, the society will now benefit from what you have to offer. Because if you don't have anything to offer, the society does not even, they're not going to look in your direction. You know, because the world is waiting for people that can deliver, you know, solutions. And with our giftings, we have, I mean, those giftings are meant to provide solutions to problems. There are so many problems in the society, you know, and once you can identify some problems and you think that your gift is tailored to solve those problems, the society will not have a choice but to accept you. And at some point, they will begin to, your gift will turn to commercial value. It could be a gift of leadership, it could be a gift of singing, it could be a gift of, you know, administration. It could be that you just love to make people happy. Like Mendo, you love to make people laugh and all of that. You know, the more you dish out your gift, the more, you know, you impact the lives of people around you. Your wife, your children, the society at large, you know, they will all benefit.
All right. To the next one. I think we all know what we are facing right now, the pandemic everywhere. You know, people, you know, businesses are not really doing well. You know, people are not going to work. I'm also not, there's no work for me. We're just trusting God. So how can the man or a man cope during this difficult time as regards managing finance? Because that is the bottom line right now. Finance is the bottom line. So how does
Okay.
a man cope in this, you know, this period as regards
Okay.
finance?
Well, I have this saying, you know, while there is peace, it's always good to prepare for war. You know, when people faint in the days of adversity, it's because their strength was small. You know, so if you've not been building strength and adversity comes, then you'll be overwhelmed. But having said that, it's never too late. You know, the pandemic is here, COVID-19 is a reality, is, I mean, it's a big issue all over the world. Companies are folding up, laying off staff. But what I will say is that at this time, it's time to wear your thinking cap. It's time to begin to prayerfully let God tell you what to do economically and in every area of our lives. One thing that I've realized is essential commodities. When they were doing all the lockdown, they said the essentials should be open.
Mm.
Those essentials, they will still be essential even in the coming days, because we must all eat, we must all have medicals. We must all, we'll all want to. A lot of people might not be traveling a lot at this time, but you want to send messages across Korea and stuff like that. And there's still so many other things that I won't be able to mention. One more thing, online businesses. You know, a lot of people have now moved. Well, maybe a lot of people are still stuck in the past, but I would say we need to move from just doing things, you know, how can I put it now? It's time to move to a digital world. We're now entering a digital world. We have actually entered a digital world, you know, so you need to be knowledgeable about, being present online, whether your business, look at what we're doing even now. We're online, we're communicating, we're having a meeting. You know, years back it wasn't possible. But this is that time that we all have to understand that online businesses is now extremely important. So we need to think digital even at this time.
Mm. Mm. Thank you very much for that, sir.
Well,
Um, in short, the thinking I remembered some time ago I advised some people about, taking advantage of the internet, and all that. Yeah, I learned some stuff about media, so that gave me some idea about how some of these things work. But it would be bad for us not to prepare ourselves when all of these things come. And it's all about we seeing and knowing and preparing, which is very, very key.
yeah,
So thank you very much for that.
absolutely.
The next one is how to handle pressure as a man. How to handle pressure. Because I've seen a lot of men crack up under pressure, you know, giving up, things that are menial, it becomes so overwhelming. And, finance is one of it, and some other things too. But how how can a man handle pressure, you know?
Okay. Yeah, one thing that is important is for men to be emotionally stable, you know. And how can you be emotionally stable? You must develop your mind, you know, starting with the mind. You know, you have to get your mind renewed. You have to be strong mentally. Then you have to understand that there's a spirit, we're living in a very spiritual world, you know, and you have to be prepared spiritually too. As a Christian, you must build yourself up spiritually. That's the best way to really, you know, be strong when the issues of life comes calling. They will come. Pressures will come. You know, if you're not ready, the pressures could drown you or take you to the next level. You know, when the storm of life comes, it drowns people.
Mm.
But for some, they ride on that storm and it takes them to a higher height.
Mm.
There are opportunities everywhere, but a lot of people will cave in under pressure. In business, for example, you start a business and business has stages. If your business can cross the 5-year line, and you still keep at it, then there's every possibility that you get to the finish line with that business.
mm,
But when the pressures come, they must come because those are the things that helps you develop,
mm,
you know. If you run away from pressure, you are not ready